Hello, friends and family. Today is June the 11th, I believe, on a Saturday, 2022. Kind of post-demic, but I'm not going to talk about that. Anywho, I came here to talk about a recipe that I came across sitting in the back of somebody's car, listening to them speak, talking about saltine brittle. I was like, I never heard of that. Let me look it up. They said they really enjoyed it, and I wanted to make it for them as a surprise for a gift. So I came home, looked up the recipe, looked to see if I had everything I needed in my house, and I did, with a little bit of substitution here and there. So one of the first things you need is saltines. So you get your regular saltines, and I'm using the brown ones. They don't look brown, but the wheat ones. And last time I had a mixture of wheat and brown, the white and brown. I just used what I had, and I said, let me mix it up. It doesn't really make a difference. They say to use a sleeve and a half, and I did that last time, but this time I think I'm going to use a little bit less because I found that my toffee mixture, which is going to be made out of brown sugar and butter, didn't quite spread the way I needed it to. So I got my 2 sticks of butter and my 1 cup of compressed brown sugar. You put that in the pot and you let that melt and meld and come together, and they say mix it as the butter is melting, and once the butter melts, don't bother it. It's supposed to be on the stove for approximately 3 minutes. So you take that mixture and you pour it over the saltine cracker situation, and then you put it in the oven for, I got 2 different times. One was 375 and one was 400. I had it at 400 the last time, turned it down to 375, and I was sitting there with the light on inside the stove, watching for like 7 minutes, and it burned. So I was watching really closely this time and make sure that it doesn't burn, because the burn part tastes horrible. I had to throw that out. So I also have a topping that's going on the top when it comes out. So what I did was grind up some nuts and my trusty dusty coffee grinder, which is made for grinding coffee beans, but I use it for grinding up herbs to make tea, sunflower seeds. Last time I put my chocolate in there, which is part of the topping as well, but that didn't go over so well, it got stuck. So this time I decided to break it up with my hand, so it's gonna have a nut topping today. Today I'm using regular old dry roasted peanuts because that's what I had. Ground it up. It's almost in a powder, but that's not what you want. You want some chunks left. So you find a way to break that down. So I used my coffee grinder. Last time I used sunflower seeds because that's all I had. The recipe calls for pecans. And I have some chocolate that I broke up into some pieces, and that's going to go on after you take it out of the oven. This time the chocolate that I'm using is some old random Valentine candy chocolate. I told you this is the month of June, and you know what month this comes. I don't eat this kind of stuff, but somebody gave it to me, so I just let it hang around for the heart energy and the beautiful roses there. And it was sitting around brand new. I mean, not brand new, it's old. Since February. I took the plastic off, so it hadn't been opened, is what I'm saying. It only had 5 pieces with the gooey stuff in the inside, which I can't stand. But I was like, you know what? We're going to make it happen. So I broke that up, let the gooey stuff come out, and then I mixed it with this other chocolate, which is what I really would prefer. This is a caramel sea salt dark chocolate, 70% cocoa. Kind of bitter, not real sweet, because I already got the brown sugar. I don't need a whole bunch of sugar. But only had half a box of this, because last time I took this half a box and I found some other random chocolate in the freezer, because I really don't eat it like that. I'll get it and I just never eat it. I'll save it. It's probably old and dusty, but whatever. I was like, we're going to use what we got to get what we want. Y'all remember that song? And then I found this Lindor piece. So I'm going to probably chop this up and throw that in there too, to make sure I have enough chocolate, and we're going to see what happens. So you pour the butter sugar mixture over the saltines, put it in the oven for a few minutes, take it out, put your chocolate on, which I'm going to cut up this last piece. I just wanted to show you what I was using from this random Valentine box. And when your toffee mixture has gotten really, really bubbly in the oven and coated the crackers, you take it out, and then you put this chocolate. This stuff is really gooey in the inside, which I don't like that gooey, sticky stuff. I really don't care for the brittle either because it kind of sticks to your teeth, but it did come out really nice last time. It was tasty. I think I only had like a couple little pieces, and I gave all that shit away because I was like, I don't want this. But I found it to be a very interesting recipe and something that I can share with other people who do eat it, because I'm starting to have a lot of patio parties. People are coming over, and I'm providing all the food and snacks, and so I had to come up with some stuff, you know, that they like. Oh, you don't supposed to lick your fingers on camera. I was about to do it. Let me get a napkin. So, like I said, it comes out. It's all bubbly. Crackers are coated. Then you get your chocolate and you spread it out and put it back in the oven for like 30 seconds or so to get it melty. And then you spread that chocolate out. Now, I don't have that much, but we're going to work with what we got today. And then you take it out and you sprinkle the nuts on top. And then I think you put it back in the oven and let that kind of melt. So then now it's going to be all hot and sticky, right? So I'm going to start this butter. It's all hot and sticky, so it needs to cool to turn into a brittle. So I was rushed the last time, and I threw it in the freezer. And got it to do what it needed to do as far as getting hard. And it did. And then I just peeled it and broke it up and took it off the foil. I hope I mentioned that this foil needs to be lightly buttered a little bit so the stuff won't stick, which I had already done. So when I get this together, I'm gonna come back and show you what it's looking like. All right, comments, questions, holla back.